everybody, my name is Lady Onassi and welcome back to The Raven. I am so sorry. I know we've been without videos for a week. There was some crazy stuff going on, and like I had some family stuff that we were doing, and then Memorial Day, and I was out of town for a week for work, and then mountains and mountains of paperwork, so it's been a little bit crazy. But we're back with The Raven. There's a lot still to do. There's a lot of people we still need to talk to. The Baroness was murdered, and we gotta figure out, you know, what is happening. So let's deal with Ginger first.
It may not seem like it, but Constable Oliver is actually a very effective watchman.
That's effective. Napping on the job is effective. And drinking.
What's going on?
The Raven just flew by.
What?
Or at least he might as well have.
I wasn't asleep.
I understand. It was just a ruse.
You know, you're drunk. I see that bottle. That probably ain't kombucha. Definitely not Diet Coke. Not a sponsor. I'm just trying to stay awake here.
What do you think? What happened here last night?
The Raven broke into the Baroness's cabin, she surprised him, and he shot her.
What was he looking for in her cabin?
She was a rich woman.
Why did he lock the door?
Why not?
From inside? An impressive trick.
I'm not saying I know how he did it. I'm just saying that it was him.
Why didn't he leave a raven feather?
Are you serious? We'd have suspected him straight away.
But fortunately, we still did.
Oh, take that, you ginger.
Any conclusions about our young stowaway?
He's a bit suspicious. Foreign and whatnot.
I see. Did he act suspiciously in any way?
No. The shot surprised him as much as it did me. Looked in on him earlier. Still seems to be asleep.
Covered with a blanket from head to toe?
Oh, he's still in there. I poked him.
You just went with a stick and was like, hello, are you still there? He's there. He's not dead.
May I go downstairs and have a couple of words with our guest?
No, you may not.
What?
Come again?
Inspector Legrand wants to conduct all the interrogations himself.
I'm sure he'll understand if I form my own conclusions.
He ordered me to guard the door, and that's just what I'm gonna do.
How about a bit of individual initiative?
How about letting a man do his job? Or do you think you'd be better at it?
I'd be better at it. I'm just gonna say it. I'd be better at it.
Let's assume that the old Raven really has returned and that he really is responsible for all this. Who is he? Or she?
Well, could be anyone. No one's ever seen the Raven.
He could also be paying someone else to do his dirty work.
Well, of course. It's a fact that he used to work with partners. They even arrested some of his accomplices.
But no one could ever identify the Raven himself. Some claims that they didn't even know that they were working for him. Fascinating. He could have hired someone with financial difficulties to set off the alarm at a certain time without that person knowing why they were doing it.
The man Legrand shot back then, he was a famous safecracker. He could just as well have been a henchman.
Or the real Raven. There's probably no better cover for a big thief than acting like a small one. I don't want to keep you from your duties any longer.
Good idea.
9-9.
The stowaway surely didn't sleep well last night in the cargo hold, although his cell is probably more comfortable than my cabin, and more spacious. I have to talk to the young fellow right away. If I want to get into the cargo hold, I'll have to get rid of the constable first.
You got it.
He won't let me talk to our young friend. And what about the other gunshot? Could the second missing bullet from the murder weapon be stuck down there in one of the wooden crates?
Got it. Huh. Okay. Let's just wander around a bit. See what we can find. Play some.
I wonder if this game is an advanced version of Bocce.
It's shuffleboard, I think. Let's see what we can't find.
Salty sea air in my old lungs, wind in my thinning hair. If I hadn't become a policeman, I could have been a sailor.
Really? Alright. Well, we're gonna have to find a really good way to get rid of this dude. Okay. I guess it's cut off there. We can't go that way. We'll just happily go back this way. We have several other people we need to talk to anyway. Alright, let's head into the ship. We got other stuff we need to do. Oh look, our good friend the captain.
Lady Westmacott
Or
seems to
Lady
be an
Westmacott.
early bird. But maybe that's just because of all the excitement. I saw a twinkle in her eye on the train. She's eager to be part of a real detective story.
Let's talk to Lady Westmacott first. I like her. She's the mystery writer that our character is such a big fan of.
Lady Westmacott, already on your... Oh,
Constable, don't you think before you speak?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No time for chit-chat. What have you found out?
We're still working on the case. Actually, I have a couple of questions for you.
Please, go ahead.
All right. Sorry, I had to fix my camera. My camera is my cell phone, so like when I do anything, where am I? Okay, here I am. Well, you can't see me. I can see me. You can't see me. I gotta fix this. Ooh. Fixed. Are we good now? Are we safe? We good? We're good. Okay. Sorry, my phone is also my webcam right now. I'm still waiting to save up for an actual webcam. So I'm just using my phone, and it works for right now. So anyway, sorry, Lady Westmacott. Let's go ahead and talk to her. Let's talk about the murder of the Baroness.
Have you noticed anything related to the murder?
Unfortunately not. I was already in my cabin and missed all the commotion. Damnable old age.
You're telling me.
Oh, you're still young. At my age, you have to expect that you won't experience much anymore.
Oh.
And although I've written about murder so many times, I've never actually witnessed one. How exciting.
I doubt everyone is so relaxed in such a situation.
Heartless is the word you're searching for, right,
Wow.
Constable? I certainly didn't want the Baroness to be murdered, but if I can't undo it, then I might as well enjoy it.
Wow, you're a cold-hearted bitch. Like you. Let's talk about the adventure on the train.
What did you think of our adventure on the train? An extraordinary story, isn't it?
I'm glad that you were able to prove yourself, Mr. Zellner.
Hopefully not for the last time.
Hopefully
I'm
not.
glad that everything ended well. I want to thank you sincerely for taking care of Matthew.
Oh, you're welcome.
I can't bear to think about something happening to him.
It all
Oh.
worked out in the end. Do you think that the thief from the train and the murderer are the same person?
I think the new Raven is capable of anything.
Legrand believes there is no new Raven. He thinks that the old one has returned.
He said that.
Do you think it's possible? Everyone thinks he's dead.
As a dramatist, the return of the Raven would certainly be delightful. A legend comes back from the grave for one last job. It's quite romantic. At the same time, though, I'd be disappointed.
Why is that?
I followed the Raven's career closely. There weren't many burglars with such character and charm. His burglaries were clever and entertaining, but he was sloppy in London. He almost got caught. and I'll never forgive him for the affair on the train. No, I would much rather that the Raven stayed dead and had nothing to do with the burglary or the murder.
That's right! You don't mess with her, little Maddie. Well, it's not her Maddie, but she's close with the little boy. I think it's cute.
What do you think? Who is our suspect?
Everyone, or almost everyone. Everyone on board is physically capable of shooting someone. But who has the dark desire to take the life of a defenseless person?
One cannot read minds.
And one should not try. You have to collect evidence, traces, clues. That's what will lead us to the killer. It won't be like a bad crime novel, in which they introduce a new character shortly before the end who, surprise, surprise, is also the murderer.
Murderers leave evidence. They're nervous or unnaturally relaxed. They have to adjust constantly.
And because of that, they make mistakes. This is your chance, Constable. If you find the mistake, you'll find your murderer.
Let's talk about Inspector Legrand, since we didn't get to talk about him on the train.
What do you think of Inspector Legrand?
He seems to be as skilled as everyone says. Intelligent, focused. I had a chat with him yesterday, and he impressed me, but there's something haunted in his eyes.
I don't think he ever really stopped hunting the Raven.
Catching the Raven made him famous. What if he actually shot the wrong person? Unjustified fame bothers people, the good ones at least.
And you think he's one of the good ones?
Anyone who tries so hard to tear down his own memorial must be honorable. Or insane.
I have to be going, Lady Westmacott.
Please keep me informed, Constable Zellner.
Of course.
I mean... So I'm trying to think. So he could do it. Like, Professor Legrand... Could he be keeping the Raven alive to keep himself relevant and famous? I mean, fame does things to people. Like, fame does shit to people. So, I mean, it could be. It could be. All right, let's talk to Mon Capitan.
Captain DeConti is sitting at the bar again. He gave me the glass of champagne last night.
Let's talk to Captain DeConti.
Hello, Captain DeConti.
Hey, Constable Zellner. You're back on your feet again. Glad to see it.
Let's talk about the champagne.
Did everyone drink from the same bottle of champagne last night?
There was more than one bottle, if that's what you mean. There were quite a few guests, and the event lasted several hours.
The last bottle of champagne, the one the Baroness drank from. Did anyone else drink from it?
Certainly.
We have reason to believe that the champagne was drugged.
Incredible.
I'm itching my nose. Relax,
Wouldn't that
people.
have made everyone drowsy?
Not if it was only the Baroness's glass that was drugged.
I see. That's possible. On a night like that, many glasses are filled and emptied. There are several stewards, many guests. No one keeps track of every glass and every bottle.
A few drops in a glass?
Yes, it's certainly possible.
Let's talk about my glass,
The
though.
glass you handed me last night. Where did you get it?
Ah, I understand. You think your glass was poisoned as well?
Did you pour it yourself?
No. I saw that you weren't doing so well and wanted to rescue the situation. I took the first available glass and I give it to you.
Was it on the table?
What an
No,
Italian.
I hurry over to you, together with Dr. Gebhardt, who, of course, he had the glass in his hand. He was looking around for a place to set it down so that he could examine you. I took it from him.
And gave it to me.
I'd like to apologize for that, but you look so worse for the wear, and I just wanted to comfort you. I didn't think of looking for a new glass for you.
So the doctor had the drugged glass in his hand.
Was somebody trying to drug the doctor, or was the doctor drugging me? He's a suspect.
What can you tell me about the passengers?
Oh, not that much, I'm afraid. I wanted to get to know them properly at the reception. In most cases, I just shook hands with them as they boarded the ship. There are a few regulars on board, and after dinner, I had a conversation with Mr. Kreutzer, a talented violinist, and Lady Westmacott. But you already know them from the train.
Yeah.
It seems like there aren't that many passengers on board.
These bloody airplanes are making our lives miserable. Can you imagine?
It's
Grown
the 60s.
prefer to jam themselves into a narrow metal coffins instead of enjoying the fresh sea air on a ship.
It's all about saving time.
It shouldn't be about how much time it takes to get from A to B, but about how you spend that time. What you experience on the journey, that's what it's about.
That is a very Italian attitude to take. It's not about, you know, saving time and getting from point A to point B at a specific time. It's about the journey and getting there. When I was in Italy, I asked the hotel to get me a taxi to the airport. And they they're like, what time do you want to leave? I was like, 3 o'clock, because my flight was taking off at like 7. And they're like, oh yeah, sure, not a problem. 3 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock comes, and I'm like, where's my taxi? Oh, taxi. Oh, they're coming. Like, everything, different cultures do time differently. I know here in the U.S., like, if we say, like, hey, like, you know, our party starts at 7, you know, most people come, like, 7:10, 7:15. It's called being fashionably late. But, like certain places, like, if we say it's at 7, you better be at the door at 7. So, anyway, little rant. Sorry.
What was your experience of last night?
Oh, terrible. Dinner was fantastic. Everyone was excited about having a pleasant drink under the stars. And then this.
You were in the saloon all night long.
As the captain, I have to care for my passengers. After you and the others rushed out, I tried to maintain a festive atmosphere. But when the alarm goes off, I lose the battle.
Yeah, the alarm went off and you had to stop drinking because you're, you know, Mr. Drinky McGlug right now.
Is it possible to find out where the alarm was set off?
I'm afraid not. There are alarms all over the ship.
I saw that they're sealed. Can't we just check whether the seal is broken?
I'm afraid they're gonna be missing on a lot of alarms. You know, this is an old ship, and over the years...
So, you're saying that the alarms haven't been regularly maintained?
I'll inform the crew immediately, of course.
Of course.
Let's go back to the Baroness.
How was the Baroness?
She really surprised me. After she was so unapproachable at the reception and didn't show her face for the entire afternoon, I was afraid she was one of the bores and bourgeoisie. But then she arrived in the early evening in the best of moods. Already had a few, if you know what I mean.
You've
Did
had
she
a few
say anything
too.
to you?
She asked me where Legrand's cabin was. I told her, then invited her to come for drinks in the evening. I said it would be great fun. The whole ship will be there, and you don't want to miss that, I told her.
And then?
She seemed to like the idea. She smiled, and then left again for a few minutes. Then she came back and seemed very happy. We drank a toast to life.
Good thing to toast to. Well, not for the Baroness, but...
But at some point she didn't feel well anymore? Earlier, you said that the Baroness was in a good mood and was clinking glasses with you. What happened afterwards? We met you outside the saloon.
She overdid it a bit. She suddenly started to swoon and almost spilled her drink. I asked her if she wanted to rest for a moment in her cabin. At first, she didn't want to. She definitely wanted to stay in the saloon. But then she realized that she really did need to lie down. We left together. You know the rest of the story.
I'll get back to my investigations now.
Ciao, Constable.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we've got a lot of information. We have a lot of information. Okay. Because I'm also trying to remember where I left off with everybody. Wow, you are.
The death of his
Yeah. Okay. Let's go downstairs and let's go talk to Lagrange again, because I told him I was going to go ahead and I was going to talk to the captain, which I did.
Come in.
Hello. Did you miss me?
Constable?
Constable. All right, what we got? Let's talk about the blood
I
spot.
took a closer look at the blood spot from the Baroness's bed.
Yes, what's wrong with it?
It looks odd.
Odd?
I think it should be darker.
I understand. The iron in blood causes it to darken the longer it's exposed to the air.
Right. And
We don't have time to waste. Dr. Gebhardt examined the body thoroughly. He would have noticed if anything was wrong.
you trust Dr. Gebhardt completely.
I trust everyone as much as is advisable. There will be a complete autopsy in Cairo. Until then, the doctor is one of the few people on board who is not a suspect. You, him, the stowaway, Constable Oliver, and I all have alibis.
There are still enough suspects left.
Okay. So, me, Lagrange, Ginger, the captain, the doctor, and the stowaway all have alibis, but something still doesn't seem right. The old lady has an alibi. She was already asleep, and she's old and feeble. She couldn't. Why would she shoot the Baroness? Like, she has no reason to. Maddie is a child. We can rule him out. Let's talk about the note
I
that we
was
found.
able to make the traces of a note on the Baroness's notepad legible. She wrote that a murderer is on board and that she'll unmask him. She asks the recipient to meet her in the saloon at 10 p.m. If we can find the recipient.
I was the recipient.
Monsieur?
When I entered my cabin last night, I found a message on the floor. Someone must have slipped it under the door.
Why didn't you say anything about it?
I didn't know that I was obliged to.
We are partners.
It's
Not-
important.
You're helping me out until we reach Cairo, because you somehow managed to remain on board.
But
I'll choose when and with whom I share information. You can accept that and continue assisting me, or you can
You
spend the
are
rest
being a
of the journey on a deck
fool.
chair thinking about missed opportunities.
and none of this is by any chance related to the fact that the message doesn't suit your Raven theory. The Baroness knew the murderer from the past, and he was already a murderer when he boarded the ship.
That's right.
The Raven was always just a thief, not a murderer.
Careful, Constable. Are you accusing me of perverting the facts?
Of course not, monsieur.
Then let's get back to work. Good day, Constable.
No, we have more things to talk about.
Are you sure that there's no bomb inside this time?
Professor Lucien locked it in front of an audience, and it will be opened for the first time in Cairo.
Let's hope so.
It would take hours to crack it, and you'd need heavy machinery.
Or the keys.
Or the 3 keys, that's right.
Okay. Let's talk about the feathers.
I found feathers in the Baroness's cabin.
Really?
Yes, they were in a vase next to the door.
I hope this is leading up to some information that justifies this interruption.
Some of the feathers are singed.
Show me. Well, you may have something here.
I think that someone fired a shot through a pillow or something like that, and the muzzle flash scorched the down.
Yes, possible. Try to find the pillow and we'll take it from there.
About the tranquilizer.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
It was Captain de Conti.
You're sure?
He doesn't deny it, but he also says that the glasses passed through many hands that night and that everyone had access to the champagne.
So it could have been anyone.
Maybe the question isn't who put the poison in the glass, but rather who it was they wanted to poison.
Smart. And who were they trying to poison?
Dr. Gebhardt? The captain got the glass from him.
An unconscious ship's doctor. That sounds like it would be more use to a murderer than a drugged constable.
You think so? Did the murderer have reason to assume that his shot might not kill the victim immediately and that Dr. Gebhardt would be able to save her?
You're right. That's improbable. My ego is just searching for reasons for them to want to kill her, and not me. Good job, Zelna.
Do you believe the violinist?
He'll be the first person I question. He claims he can't remember anything from the last few hours. Says he drank a bottle of schnapps.
He was on the train and he doesn't have an alibi. His drunkenness could be a smokescreen.
He fits the profile. He travels a lot, has access to high society. Could be interesting.
I'll be in touch if I uncover more clues.
Very well.
All right. Okay.
Neither Dr. Gebhardt nor Constable Oliver can keep up with Legrand's pace. But in contrast to good old Robert, the doctor doesn't let himself get roped in for the long haul. I wonder what would happen if Legrand dragged him out of bed for another investigation. Dr. Gebhardt locked the door. Something...
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The death of...
Knock, knock, knock. Okay. Is there an area that I'm like missing that like I can't maybe get to? All right.
I'm sure Captain de Conti wouldn't mind a chat, but I don't... I shouldn't bother her, and her mind is still right.
We're missing clues somewhere.
No, Jacob. Business before...
No, Jakob. business before pleasure. Oh, good old Jakob. Go to the afterdeck. Go into the ship. We've already been into the ship. Look. We gotta find something else. Oh, we can go up? Look at that. Hello.
We were here yesterday
Yes,
when we
we were.
heard the shot, and it was also here where Legrand caught our stowaway.
All right. I'm gonna leave this episode here. This is a good place to stop. We got more info. Who do you think it is? I have a few thoughts. I don't think the violinist is smart enough to be the Raven. I think it's the doctor. And here's why. He knows chemicals, or it's Lagrange. But no, I don't know. This is exciting though. I'm loving this. This is great. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Lady Onasi, and have a fabulous rest of your evening. Bye, guys.